Coming up on Mountain News this morning, deputies share details regarding a deadly crash on Interstate 75. And a man is facing several charges after a fire at a London law office.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Caroline Mueller here with you on this January 14th. The time is now 5:31. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I packed the hat, I packed the gloves, even packed the scarf today. I don't know if I need it quite yet, but when could I maybe expect to need to bust those out?
Well, it depends on what your definition of cold is. For me, I think that I would want to wear my winter gear around that 5 o'clock time frame when we're getting into the upper 30s, low 40s, but for you, maybe a little bit later. So keep that in mind. But those temperatures are dropping all throughout the day, and it's just going to get colder from here. So if you already think it's cold outside, you're definitely going to think it's cold later on. So let's talk about that forecast. A little bit of rain this morning as we're heading out the door for some of our northwestern counties. That's going to continue to travel into our southeastern counties over the course of the next several hours. And as temperatures drop, we're looking at a chance of a wintry mix and for some snow. So here's a look at those temperatures right now. Again, not too bad. You might not need those winter gear just quite yet. Upper 40s, low 50s. But it's going to tank as we're heading into the evening hours, getting into the feels like temperatures of the upper 20s and low 30s by about 2 p.m. So real cold, real quick. Keep that in mind as you're getting ready for the day. Caroline.
Megan, thank you. A Southern Kentucky man is facing arson and burglary charges after a fire that swept through a law office. The fire broke out just before 5 yesterday morning in downtown London. Police say they are charging 56-year-old Scotty Seeley. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the series of events that led to charges being filed.
A number of streets throughout downtown London were closed most of the day Tuesday as firefighters and trucks flooded the area.
Yes, we did request a lot of mutual aid from other parties in Laura County. Different fire departments bring some water supply with tankers and everything else. Just make sure we did have enough water supply because the exposure protection for the other buildings.
County and law offices and some adjacent buildings took in some major damage, but the fire was kept from spreading. It was discovered just before 5 o'clock Tuesday morning as firefighters were leaving another call, and a man was also discovered inside the burning building.
There wasn't nobody who wasn't supposed to be here, so we don't know what the extent of that person being here.
That man was taken to the hospital, and a few hours later, police say he was being charged with starting the fire. He's 56-year-old Scotty Seeley.
Again, we're not going to be able to go into the evidence, but we feel very confident, so confident that we have an arrest warrant, and we obtained an arrest warrant for arson second degree as well as burglary third degree for this individual.
Police say that this is an ongoing investigation, and there's not really a lot they can say, especially about what Seeley's alleged motives were in starting this fire, but they say that they talked to him as well as some other witnesses. The fire gutted a big part of what officials say was one of the older buildings in the downtown area. They say that they faced a number of challenges tied to the building's age.
It just depends on the remodels, how much is different layers on the building, and of course, any fire that's intensely, the fire load is, difficult to put out.
Police say once Seeley is released from the hospital, will be booked into the Laurel County Detention Center. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
London fire officials say they had to call in additional resources from within their department to fight the fire. Cunningham Law Offices was London's oldest building. It dated back to the 1890s and housed a variety of businesses. Lawyer Doug Benj says his office doesn't look salvageable when you walk in. He's still trying to figure out his next move.
If you walked in, you would not think it's salvageable. When you walk in, it's just devastating. And we're both talking, what do we do now? After all these years, where do I park? What do I do first thing in the morning? We have no place to go.
Scotty Seeley is being held without bond, and we do not know when he will be in court next. A late-night 911 call in Magoffin County turned into an hours-long barricade situation. Magoffin County Sheriff Bill Meade says his deputies responded to a call claiming Jamie Arnett entered a home in the Mash Fork community and threatened a woman with a gun before locking himself in a room and threatening self-harm. Meade says the deputies worked to de-escalate, but eventually brought in backup from Kentucky State Police, and the KSP Special Response Team managed to get him to surrender.
Job well done by our officers and the SRT unit with the state police. They're all a class act, and they done an excellent job, and we're just happy it ended the way it did.
Arnett was charged with burglary and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office are investigating a crash that had I-75 backed up for 3 hours yesterday morning, leaving one person dead and another behind bars. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to deputies.
A major crash on I-75 Tuesday morning left one person dead and one arrested in Laurel County. Officials with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say it happened around 3 o'clock near mile marker 46 when a tractor trailer traveling southbound in the middle lane was hit in the rear by a Nissan Altima.
Tractor trailer driver was not injured. However, we did, following the investigation at the scene, we transported him to a local hospital to get him medically cleared and to do a blood draw on him, which is standard on traffic crashes.
Officials say at this point in the investigation, the tractor trailer driver, Stephen Patrick Jones from Ohio, was charged with a DUI. And as more blood results return, he could face additional charges. The driver and only person inside the car, 30-year-old William Darnell of Corbin, was pronounced dead at the scene. As of now, officials are unsure what caused Darnell to hit the tractor trailer.
We don't know whether he wasn't paying attention or driving too fast or what. Especially late at night like that, when there's not a lot of traffic, just make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and aware of what's in front of you.
The crash left I-75 backed up for approximately 3 hours, and drivers were directed to exit 49 as a detour. Users online said this area is known for accidents, and officials say it's important to be aware.
There are several crashes there, and you have a hill, you have a curve, and those can definitely be contributing factors to a traffic crash. The main thing is just be aware, especially on hills, that tractors and trailers are going to be moving slowly.
In Laurel County, McKinley Calandrino at WYMT Mountain News.
The driver of the tractor trailer was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A London man is facing assault charges after a domestic violence incident. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Department responded to Barberville Road on Sunday. Deputies say Stephen Coffey was involved in an argument that turned physical over a dog. Coffey is accused of grabbing the back of another man's head and pulling it. He was arrested and charged with 4th-degree assault. Coffey is being held at the Laurel County Correctional Center. An Estill County man is facing charges for animal torture. We want to warn you, this story has details that may be unsettling. Officers arrested Braden Brooks Saturday in Irvine. His arrest citation says someone called 911 and told dispatch Brooks grabbed a gun and said he was going to hurt a dog. An officer says he found Brooks covered in blood. Brooks told the officer he tortured and killed the dog as part of a ritual killing to get into the Marine Corps. Brooks is charged with animal cruelty, animal torture, and wanton endangerment. Yesterday evening, the Laurel County Sheriff's Office launched a new youth outreach program called Behind the Badge. Sheriff John Root says the monthly program is designed to build trust and open communication between deputies and young people in Laurel County. Children and teens will have the chance to tour the Sheriff's Office, see patrol vehicles up close, and talk one-on-one with deputies about what they do. It will be held the second Tuesday of each month from 5 to 7 p.m. and is open to kids ages 5 to 17. The program is free, but space is limited. Bluegrass Community and Technical College is expanding workforce training after receiving a $1.14 million federal grant from the Department of Education. BCTC is the only college in the state to receive the funding, which school leaders say will create faster, more direct pathways into high-demand careers. The grant supports hands-on, short-term programs and new partnerships with local emergency and workforce agencies.
And the idea is to kind of integrate our workforce courses, our workforce credits and education with our academic components, so that way we create a good path towards the workforce for all of our students.
Program expansions include EMS, commercial driver's license training, and allied health, with options designed to help working adults complete the programs faster. For the first time in Kentucky history, free summer meals were available in all 120 Kentucky counties last summer. No Kid Hungry Kentucky, the Kentucky Department of Education, and Feeding Kentucky helped serve nearly 11 million free meals to children across the Commonwealth between May and August 2025. That's a significant jump from previous years. In the summer of 2024, about 8 million meals were served, and in 2023, only about 5 million were served. Feeding Kentucky said this program helped close long-standing gaps and ensures Kentucky kids are supported, healthy, and ready to learn when school starts. A Pulaski County man is millions richer thanks to a quick stop for a drink. He won $3 million on an instant millionaire scratch-off ticket. The anonymous winner stopped at Burnside Market BP on the way home from Cumberland Falls. The store owner recommended the winning ticket, saying it was the first on a new roll. He thought he only won $100, but after revealing the full ticket, he discovered the $3 million prize. The man chose a $2 million lump sum, taking home $1,450,000 after taxes. Coming up, the famous K-pop group BTS is hitting the road. That and more in a look of today's Eye on Entertainment.
And we're talking temperatures dropping all throughout the day.